Hello, everyone. This is Jennifer, and I know I haven't posted in a while, but I hope you're all doing well, and I miss interacting with you guys. So hopefully we can get that started again. Um, I have an update, and I thought about it, and I think I should share it with you guys because I think it might be beneficial. So here goes. I happened to be checking my Facebook the other day, and I never go on social media, almost never. Um, Honestly, so many things have changed on Facebook that I'm not even sure how to go about it. But I happened to check it, and my old neighbor, one of my old neighbors in the condo area where I used to live with my ex-narc, sent me a friend request, and I thought, okay. And honestly, I maybe should have thought about it a little more because this is in the same area where my ex-narc is living, where I used to live. So I should have thought about it a little more, but this was a pretty good guy. I babysat his kids once in a while. They came over. I guess you could say we were friends. So as soon as I accepted him, he started messaging me and everything. And I hadn't told him anything. I just left when I left. And I'm not even sure if I said goodbye, but so it's been about 2 years. So he's like catching me up and how's it going? And we're going back and forth. And he starts to just tell me about my ex-narc and what's going on with him. And I guess he doesn't know what really happened. I didn't tell him, and I guess my narc didn't. They weren't really friends anyway, but he starts to tell me something about how some college girls moved in next door to my ex-narc. And I guess he's been helping them move. And the other day, and I don't know how he knows all of this because he lives not in the same building, but you know, I guess he has a friend in the building that I lived in, so he has a little more information. But apparently, he's been helping them like carry stuff in and out, all the heavy stuff, and smiling. And these are young college girls, so that makes sense. But in one occasion, he said, and he remembers because I actually had this kind of a elaborate, like, I guess, what is it, plate set, a dinner table set, whatever. But and I used it quite frequently. It was kind of unique. So he had told me that he had seen and witnessed my ex-narc giving these dishes to the college girls, and they were really happy. And he was like, "Oh, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. I wasn't going to use them anyway." And these are kind of antiques. And keep in mind, when I said that I was going to get my own stuff after I had left and donate them, he really got pissed off and said he was going to take issue because I was going to donate my things. So here he is giving them away. And that of course, pissed me off, but expected, totally expected. And with that, I wanted to say my point being, it would be so easy for me to look at that, to see what was being told to me and think, oh my gosh, why is he doing all this stuff for these girls? Are they prettier? Are they better? I mean, he's never did that for me because honestly, he didn't. He never helped me move, either when I moved in there or out. I really did lug this heavy stuff by myself. My dad helped me when I moved out, but this is a majority reason why I had to leave everything there because I did not have, I didn't know anybody else, and I didn't, the time limit and everything, but really did not think that I would be having to do this by myself. So this is why I left it. But I could really go that route and think, why would he, not do that for me? How come he's doing it for these people? And I could really beat myself up and drag myself down this hole, which I'm surprised that I didn't even think about that at all. At best, I thought, what a douchebag. And I laughed a little bit, but it wasn't at all what I expected. But I think that it would be so easy and so natural and so normal for me to take that other route and, bring up everything again and how he treated me and how come and why are they, why do they get this or why does she get this and why, things that I never got, like what makes her better or them better. And I didn't even go that route because I guess I get it, which is there, if you remember the love bombing stage, if you ever got that, that's how they present themselves in the beginning. And eventually they're going to turn to the assholes that they are. Um, what I've realized with a lot of narcissists, even with the people that are supposed to be close to them in their life, and I'm talking like friends and siblings, people, family, relatives, they don't even know them. They don't know the real narcissist because the narcissist will always have that facade on of being, the good son or the good brother or whatever it may be. And they will never see that other side. And it's quite talented of the narcissist to be able to do this because I know that my ex-narc, his parents thought the world of him. And it really did surprise me all the time because it was so overdone, like, oh, our son, and his actions didn't really show it, but he had them fooled very well. So to his whole family, almost 40 years old, for 40 years, he's convinced them that he's this great guy, that he has no faults, and he's just perfect. So most of the people in their life aren't going to probably know the truth about who they are. And it's the people who get the closest to them, the people that the intimate people in their lives, and not even best friends, for I don't even think that is the case in all the, in most of these relationships. But so definitely, no, I wasn't going to feel bad about it. I think he's a douche, but do I feel like jealous or envious or why not or how come? Not at all, because I know that it's superficial, and he's just acting like a jackass. um, Anything, he might be like this with them forever, or whoever his neighbors might be, whoever, however pretty of girls he's around or anything like that, it doesn't really matter. He's going to present that side of himself to all of them, and that's all they're going to see. The nice, helping you move, here you go, take all my things, it's not a big deal, laughing and helping. This is not how it is, but that's a perception that he wants people to have, and he's going to stick with that. Okay, now he is watching me kick boxes and trying to open doors with one elbow and kicking my legs, but he's helping strangers. And it was really strange to hear in the beginning anyway, because he never knew our neighbors. He never really came out. Like for a while, people would ask me, they didn't know if he was for real, like our neighbors, and they would ask me, like, is something wrong with him? And for a while, I would actually, say that he was sick because I was so tired of making excuses. So for a majority of the time in our relationship, people thought that he was sick. In the beginning, they thought he didn't exist, but sick. That's what he was. And another thing that I thought you guys might want to hear, that you might get a kick out of, is, now I told you this neighbor did not know of what had happened or why I left or anything like that. But apparently, my ex-narc says, so my neighbor asked him, like, well, what happened? Where did Jen go? Like, I thought you guys were doing great and everything. And this is funny. My ex-narc tells this man that I was sick. Okay, sick. And my neighbor says, really? Like, he's thinking that I have cancer or something, like it's bad. And this is the funniest thing I've ever heard. He said, it's not a physical sickness. And then he gave him a look like, yeah, not physical. Obviously implying that I'm a mental nutcase. And I did find this very amusing. And after he told me this, I just started laughing because I thought, wow, he's still doing this. And apparently, I mean, it's still working. And you know what? Like, is it great that he's continues to do this and he's, benefiting off of everything and still playing the victim? It's not great to hear, but that's all he's gonna be, is a bunch of lies. His life is a bunch of lies. And I thought I would be upset about that too, but really, I just thought it was very amusing and pathetic. So I think that we all have that tendency to, once we hear bad news about our ex, or if they're doing great, or if they moved on, or if they found someone great and they treat them wonderful, why not me? It's so easy to fall back and, drag ourselves through the mud again because we'll have all the reminders and the epiphanies and, oh yeah, and that one time, and then we'll hate all over again and go through all those emotions. But I think that you definitely can, you know, not allow that to happen to you. If you just remind yourself that this is the kind of people they are and it doesn't reflect you, then moving on, what it's all superficial. I really could care less if, my ex-narc, hooked up with a, little college girl. It really doesn't bother me. I really feel like he is pathetic that he's doing this and still spreading lies. And I feel sorry for him. So, if you guys are in that boat or if that happened to you yet, I think it's happened to all of us at least at one point, then I would just urge you to remind yourself that it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And this is why no contact is so important, but also not even maybe just no contact with them, but with anybody that's associated with them. And I know that's kind of maybe mean or hard, but if they're not necessary, they don't benefit you. And if they're going to remind you of things that you don't want to be reminded of, then maybe you need to boot them out too. So, anyway, that's all for now. I hope it helps, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.